Mystery Monday number 21. Something fishy at the Rustico farm. Mary Ritchie slowed her car to a stop in the laneway of the Rustico farm and let herself relax. The sleek beauty of thoroughbred racehorses always did that for her, and as she rolled down the window to gaze at the white board fences and the rolling green fields dotted with yearlings and 2-year-olds, she felt her tension ease away. Movement ahead of her and to the right drew her eye to a magnificent bay stallion pacing the fences of his own private paddock. His pattern never altered. Along the barn to the swing gate. Stop. Left wheel. Along to the next corner. Left wheel. Stop. Sniff the air. Carry on the next corner. Left wheel. Back the barn. Mary shook her head admiringly. There he is, she said to herself. Heir apparent. What a beauty. It's almost possible to forget he's worth $4 million. But no one could forget that much money, and no one even dared to speculate how much more valuable heir apparent might become. He'd already fetched the unheard price of $2 million as a 2-year-old. Now, at 5 years, retired from racing undefeated, with people clamoring to pay his astronomical stud fees, he had just been syndicated for the $4 million. That's where Mary came in. Her employer, Rothsay Animal Insurers Incorporated, was about to take on heir apparent as a client. Not only were they going to insure him life and limb, but they were prepared to underwrite his fertility as well. It would be the biggest risk in the company's history, and that's why Mary was tense. She was Rothsay's only investigator, and she liked her job. It meant she could spend more time around horses, her lifelong passion. Yet the matter of heir apparent made her uneasy. This was her 4th trip to Rustico Farm, and as she'd said to her boss this morning, also for the 4th time, there was something fishy, something wrong. But when challenged to explain herself, she was helpless. Although it was not even close to mid-morning, the late August sun was already hot as Mary eased her car toward the office. She carefully avoided the parking space marked Sylvanus Bird, farm manager, and turned off the motor and got out. Over here, a voice hailed her. She looked around. Here, in the orchard. It was Sylvanus Bird himself. He was sitting in a lawn chair in a scatter of papers, munching on an apple. Mary walked toward him. Another interview? Bird smirked a little. Well, you people are thorough if nothing else. He leaned to his left and picked up an apple off the grass. Have one, Macintosh. Best apple there is. We had an orchard like this at home when I was a boy. Every tree a Macintosh. That's why I work out here in the morning before the wind comes up. Fond memories. He stood up and unfolded a chair for Mary, picked up another apple off the grass, took a bite, and pointed with it. Just look at that stallion. Isn't he poetry? Bird's eyes grew dreamy as he stared at heir apparent and continued munching an apple. Well, have you got the policy? Let's sign it and have it done. I've got a big day. Yes, I have the papers, Mr. Bird, Mary replied, but let's not sign this morning. There's one more thing I have to check, and quite frankly, sir, Maddie added, struggling to contain her embarrassment, it's you. What made Mary Ritchie suspect Sylvanus Bird of something?